So welcome, Svagatam, Namaskar. Thank you. My name is Erin Reese, and I am from San Francisco, California, USA. Mera naam Erin hai, and that is about the extent of the Hindi that you'll hear from me today. I am so honored to be here today as your Master of Ceremonies on this very special day, May 25th, 2017, to celebrate the 100th birthday of our beloved Guruji, Ramesh Balsekar. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Guruji. Happy birthday to you. Okay, now for the exhibition. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. It was delicious, wasn't it? My favorite was the date salad. Wasn't that good? So before we get started with our afternoon's festivities, I've been told we have an announcement that today's speaking tree in the Times of India is about Ramesh. So please make sure that you check out the newspaper today, okay? So let's get started with our speakers. Our first speaker of the afternoon is the man whom Ramesh considered to be his spiritual son. Wayne Lickerman was both a seeker and a family man with a successful export business when he met his first and final guru, Ramesh Balsekar.
When Yogesh asked me to speak at this event, I was tempted to write something down in the hopes that I wouldn't disappoint. But I decided against that. And I really just want to talk to you about my experience of Ramesh and what he meant to me, what happened to me as a result of having met him. As Aaron mentioned, I met him on September 16th, 1987, so I'll do the math for you. That'll be 30 years in September. And in a talk in Los Angeles, California. And it was his first public talk on the subject to a large group. Prior to that, the people would call up and come to Syndulla, but this was his first big public talk. And he approached it with a sheaf of notes, and he stood at a lectern like this, and he read a speech about Advaita and how the noumenon actuates into the phenomenon, and the phenomenon is aspect of the phenomenal manifestation. And I did not understand a single word of what he was saying. It just went totally over my head. I had no reference point to any of this. And I think that was the good thing. I didn't understand it. And the way this teaching and the way it happened for me was that the next time I saw him in a small gathering up in the Hollywood Hills, when he walked in and sat down with a group of 15 of us or so, my heart broke open. That's what happened to me. The teaching came to me through my heart, and that was not expected. I'm always considered myself to be a much more mental person than an emotional one. But I didn't understand this. It made no sense to me. But I could not deny the feeling I had in his presence. And so he came to me through my heart. And that's where he remains to this day, in my heart. The teaching, he was a brilliant man, a phenomenal writer, very prolific, as you well know. And his teaching is quite complex, quite varied and interesting. And it came to me, I got it, I understood it. I have a fairly good intellect. I was able to comprehend what he was saying. It didn't take too long. But that's not what was important. And it's not what is important now. Through my heart opening, I felt that which he was pointing to. Because all of these concepts that he uses, that I use, other teachers use, all of those concepts are only pointers. They're not truths. None of them are truths. Mine are closest to the truth, but but really none of them are. But in that expansion that came with my heart opening, I felt it. I felt what he was pointing to. That unity that we are, that everything is. I felt it. I knew it was true. I couldn't even say what it was, but I knew it. I knew it in the deepest, most meaningful part of me. And that's how this truth came to me. Not through my intellect, not through my mind, but through my heart. And I know some of you. I've known some of you for many years. And I know many of you have shared the same feeling, same experience of being deeply and passionately connected to this man. So for me, this event is about gratitude. I am so incredibly grateful to have been given the opportunity to know Ramesh. I am so grateful for what that connection did for me. Because it did not suddenly give me all kinds of extraordinary powers, I'm afraid. It did not even make me a nicer person, which my wife is very sad about. But what it did give me is the most precious gift of all, and that is to be at peace. To be at peace with who I am, with what I am, with how the world is, in all of its chaos, in all of my chaos, in all of its ugliness, and all of my ugliness, in all of its beauty, and in all of my beauty. There is an acceptance that how things are could not be otherwise. And that's the greatest gift. That is the peace that surpasses all understanding. And it came as a gift. I didn't earn it with my diligent efforts, with my practice, I didn't earn it at all. It was grace, pure and simple. The grace of the Guru. And for me, the Guru is personified in this man. And I'm so glad, I'm so grateful to have that experience, to have the Guru personified in human form. So with that gift came another amazing gift. And this one is personal. I was introduced to the Balsekar family, and who warmly took me in. And that's an incredible gift. To come from the other side of the world, a totally different experience, a different culture, and to be immersed into this family and into this life that was here. It was extraordinary. So Ramesh's love extended beyond himself to his family as well, and from his family as well. And through him, I got to know many of you. And our lives, to varying degrees, have intertwined over these years. So there's an incredible richness that happened as a result, we can say, of my having walked into that room nearly 30 years ago in a way I could have never predicted. And I certainly could never have designed it. You know, we often hear about, setting intentions and making your life the way that you think it should be. If I had made my life the way I thought it should be, if I had that power, I wouldn't have had a tenth of the grace that I have today, a tenth of the beauty that I experience today. This is truly a gift. It is a gift to be here with you. It is a gift to be part of this to have been given this teaching, to carry around the world, and make little deposits here and there. And hopefully, to help spread some of that love and openness that was so freely given to me by Ramesh. So, there's a lot more to say. There's always a lot more to say for me when it comes to Ramesh. But I don't think I'm going to say it. Not right now, anyway. There's a lot of other people here whose lives have been profoundly touched, like mine, and I'd like to hear from some of them.
Tanya Balsekar.
It's not very correct to say that I led Ramesh to Maharaj. The truth is, one day after Ramesh had retired, we read an article in the Mountain Path about Maharaj and his book, I Am That. When Ramesh read that book, he asked me to go and see Maharaj to see if he was really that good. And I went to see Maharaj and was duly impressed. And I told Ramesh so. Then Ramesh wanted to see him, but before he went to him, he asked me to ask Maharaj that he was already going to another guru, and whether he could come and see Maharaj. Maharaj said he could go to 100 gurus, but he could always come to see him. So after that, Ramesh went to see Maharaj, we went to see him, and our life was totally transformed.
It's my pleasure to now introduce to you Akshata. Where are you?
Ideal for me to talk, but yeah, I think I don't know what to say. It was wonderful being able to stay with him. Happened completely by chance. Rashad and I were coming back to Bombay, and we were trying to figure out where to stay, and he said, why don't you ask him if you can stay with us? And Rashad was quite happy. I mean, he still says that he's got this family and it's the best gift he's ever got. So we moved in with them, and I think it's the best thing that ever happened for him to be able to see my kids.
Murti was Guruji's most loyal servant, and he is himself the author of books on Ramesh and the teachings. Known and loved for his fantastic sense of humor, he was always so warm and welcoming, but he did have that other role, escorting people to the hot seat to look the tiger straight in the mouth. Without further ado, let us welcome Guruji's right-hand man, the anchor of all satsangs, our dear...
The first time I met Ramesh, okay, I told him all about me, meeting Maharaj, and for 45 minutes he wouldn't allow me to complete a sentence. And I don't remember what he talked to me for 45 minutes, except what did you get from Maharaj? Or whatever Ramana Maharshi said was a concept, and that was a shock for me. But after 45 minutes, I felt so light. I told my brother, he is my guru. I mean, nobody made me feel so happy. And that's how the long journey started with my guru.
I got his number and I telephoned him. And I said, do you give talks or lectures or do you teach anywhere? He says, no, but people come and talk to me. So you're welcome if you want to come and talk to me. So as luck would have it, he was just a very short distance from my house. So I went and saw him. And what he became for me, I felt like rebirth. I felt I was reborn with both Sharda both Sharda and Ramesh as my parents. He taught me to live, to love, and to laugh. He put me on the path of self-acceptance like nobody else.
I didn't know what a guru was. I was not interested in having a guru. So Murthy had asked me once, in the early months, is Ramesh your guru? And I had to think about it. So it came to my 30th birthday. I had a very rough time at work. And I told my mom, I said, I'm going to be at home. I'm not going to celebrate because it's been a rough year. And the doorbell rings and Ramesh walks in as a surprise birthday gift. So I was asked, what did you feel when Ramesh walked in? And my immediate answer was, I felt God had walked in. And then I knew that this is what a guru is. The God in human form.
There were 3 of us who went to meet him. And he asked me if I had a question. So I started off with a question. I said that when I sit down to do Vipassana, and after that moment, an amazing thing happened. The question just dissolved. There was no question left. And all of us were laughing so much till we had tears in our eyes. And I knew I had come home. I knew he's my guru.
Nothing has really changed in me, other than that I'm really enjoying life like a kid. I just don't feel like an adult anymore. Totally feel like a kid. I go to the forest for treks. I go to Canary Caves regularly. And in the monsoon, I'll go and swim in the river.
I was finally home. I had found home. And Ramesh had brought that moment to me.
When I came to see Ramesh, my head felt like it was in the tiger's mouth. I had a business problem to face, and I asked Rameshji, how does your concept work in business? And his eyes lit up, and you know, it was a question he loved answering because he was so practical as a guru. You know, whatever advice he gave was meant to work. So the advice I got from him totally freed me up. You know, do what you need to do in the moment. You're not the doer. So these words, you know, it's a beautiful journey. And I have been blessed to know a lot of gurus, a lot of masters, living ones as well. But, you know, somehow when I'm faced with an issue, what pops up is what I learned from Ramesh.
With him for 3 months. For 3 months I fought with Ramesh because as much as I wanted to accept his teaching, I could not because he was taking everything away. He was leaving me with nothing. On one hand, he was taking all my achievements away. On the other hand, he was taking all my pain away. He was taking all my anger against people who had hurt me. And, you know, he wasn't even leaving me with self-pity. He was leaving me with nothing at all. I couldn't accept it. So I wanted to prove him wrong. I really wanted to prove him wrong. So he would make a fool out of me. You know, I would try to, prove him wrong. He would just, I'd go back home, do research, come back to try and prove him wrong. Again, he would with a feather tickle me and completely demolish me. After 90 days, there was one line he said, it finally hit me here, and I just got it.
Seat Capers, which is going to bring out some of the lighter moments of the satsangs, some crazy moments, some jokes and stories, highlighting Ramesh's lighthearted personality. Hot Seat Capers.
Yes, you are right. You are right. You are right. Once there was which happened. When I was in, and later on I told that it's an old story, but it actually happened in my case. When I was in Ahmedabad as the manager of the Ahmedabad branch, one man came in the morning, or Sunday morning, and complained. My wife does this, my wife does that, she doesn't listen to me, this, that, and the other. So, this is what I've been doing, this is what I'm... So at the end of it, he said, do you think I'm right? I said, you're right. Then she went away, and another half an hour later, the wife came. And she said, this is my husband, this is such a bad man, he does this, that, and this is what I've been doing. Do you think I'm right? I said, you are right. My wife in the kitchen was listening to this. So she comes up. He said, what nonsense is this? How can you tell him he's right and also tell her he's right? I said, you are right. Actually happened.
Attention, and welcome back Yogesh, who will now bring us the book launches from Zen Publications. So now we are going to have our Sufi singing with musician, educator, and composer, Shruti Vishwanath.
Oh, Bharam
offer the deepest, deepest bow of gratitude, humility, and eternal thanks and pranam to our Guru, our sage, and our master, Ramesh Balsekar, for giving us everything and absolutely nothing.